5 steps to build a strong personal brand from scratch.
The very beginning of trying to create your personal brand, for me, I think the main part here is to understand who you are talking to.
I would love you to roast my personal brand on LinkedIn and on Instagram. Welcome to Futures in the Making. Today's guest is Anastasia, Chief Communications Officer at ZiMAD, a global gaming company with over 290 million downloads. With experience advising 50 plus startups in gaming, software as a service, and AI, Anastasia is go-to expert in brand strategy, go-to-market storytelling, and turning complex product into clear, compelling narratives. Welcome,
Oh, wow.
Anastasia.
Hello. Why I love joining other people's not startups podcasts, just because when you are being presented, it's a chance to revise all the things that you have done in your life. And actually, I'm happy with what I heard.
Yeah, I think that it's a nice idea. I should also go and boost my confidence with interest in podcasts. Yeah, so let's start right away. Today we have a really interesting topic to talk about. It's like branding, personal branding, business branding, and so on. So we will start with this question: Can you walk us through a simple blueprint, 5 steps to build a strong personal brand from scratch?
Sure. But let me start with from the beginning, because I really want to deliver one message that would be common for all the questions today. And that would be like, when I talk about personal branding, I treat it like a project, like a startup.
Oh.
And if people who are, founders, startup makers, they maybe it would be easily or like more easy for them to understand personal branding as a project of themselves. And that's why when we talk about like 5 steps, 5 easy steps, it's almost the same when you are creating a startup or you are creating a pitch deck, because we are starting with who are you,
Mm,
what you do, who are your audience,
mhm.
what messages you would love to deliver, and what are the channels for these messages. Five
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah. Sounds easy, but not that easy to do this with your personal persona. Yeah, because it seems like you have so many different layers, you have so many different views and sides, and but yeah, probably you need to stick to these steps that you described to for others to understand it better. Yeah, you can't show everything when you're building your personal brand because it's going to be too vague. But yeah, let's like I'm 100% listen now to.
Yeah, basically, yeah, every person has like different social masks, let's say like this. Let's start like with me. I'm a mother of a kid, I'm a professional, I have other hobbies, I have some kind of charity projects, and all of the things they could be communicated in different ways. I could like probably deliver all these messages to different people. And if I'm talking to I don't know, if I'm talking to children, for example, and I'm trying to explain my profession, that would be one part of messaging. If I'm
Mhm.
talking to the professionals in my sphere, that would be completely another messaging. And that's why if we're talking about like really simple 5 steps, the very beginning of trying to create your personal brand, for me, I think the main part here is to understand who you are talking to,
Mhm.
because like we almost know who we are. Let's say like this, like till mid 30s, everyone should be knowing the best parts of yourself and worst parts of yourself, maybe something that you're usually talking about, your profession, or maybe some kind of mission in this
Mhm.
life. And that's why for me it's you should really understand who you are talking to. Like I can even talk about my own personal account on Instagram, because I'm delivering almost the same messages. I'm talking about my life, my professional life, my collaboration partnerships with other brands, about marketing. But when I started to talk to people who are already working in tech, that would be one number of words and messages I want to deliver. If
Mhm,
I'm talking to people who are non-tech employees, that
mhm,
would be completely another words. It's just because I usually I got a lot of feedback on that I'm using lots of, hard words for people to understand if they are not engaged in the industry.
mhm,
And I tried to simplify everything, and that led to the audience, like new audience, which is not in context of what I do.
mhm.
And people, they were just like, "You are too hard to understand." And I was like, "Oh my God, I should be more simple. I should be, true to the public, or I should be trying to explain hard things like I'm talking to 12 years old people or something like this." But then I understood in some way that I'm losing myself because
Mm,
I'm trying to
mm,
talk about plain things, that I'm trying to, make my speech more simple, more, plain, easy to understand, easy to digest, even because sometimes people they wrote me that, oh gosh, I'm just trying to relax when I'm surfing in Instagram, and then I see your stories and they're hard to understand, and that spoils my like user experience in Instagram. That's why the
it
fourth or
exists.
like the fifth point was to to get the right communication channel, because
Mhm,
if I would use the same words talking on LinkedIn, that would be like completely normal situation.
mhm,
But if I would take the same words and trying to speak the same messages on TikTok, for example, which is like completely another platform with completely another audience, with completely another approach to content creation, that would just look unnatural.
If you apply for 100 vacancies and hear nothing back, I can help you fix your resume so it gets past ADS and improve your LinkedIn so recruiters come to you. Book your session with me at Key People today. You described how you message your personal brand, but how to understand what is your personal brand and what is the core of your personal brand, and maybe I will re ask it this way: that what is the biggest mistake professionals when they're trying to build a personal brand online? Yeah, because it's always easier to understand something from the point of mistakes. Um,
Yeah, when people are asking me about like personal brand, I always talk that, sometimes it's easier to start with the psychologist to understand who you are, like what you really love. Because lots of people who I know, they are really dependent on social opinion, for example.
mhm,
And in this way, it's really hard to develop your personal brand because you are trying to stick to different popular things, trends, and you are just shifting from one to another, and there is no consistency, and
mhm,
that's the mistake. Another mistake is trying to be perfect, and that's something that I see in almost every millennial who is trying to create a personal brand on social media,
mhm,
because like that's how we grown up. That's how we were educated, maybe at the schools.
mhm,
People, they wanted to see the best version of ourselves, the the most comfortable for others. That's maybe more relevant for Eastern European countries, but that's like this. People, they're thinking too long before starting personal brand because they want to, create a plan, a strategy, trying to add different things, trying to show the best of themselves. But that's how it doesn't work actually,
mm,
because you just need to be, true to yourself. You just don't need to look impressive. You would rather be vulnerable, for example, like really open-minded, sharing your own personal experience rather than talking about things which are, you know, right, which sound
mhm,
right.
mhm. Got it. Yeah. So.
And that's a big problem of our, today's maybe media presence at all, or social media, because people are canceling other people for different things, for talking about different things. And if your opinion is like super unpopular, people, they are really scared to share it sometimes. But personal brand is like this. I mean, it's not a pretty good example, but the most prominent person who I know in terms of building personal brand is Elon Musk. He's the one who started to maybe the one who started to create the personal brand for the founders of tech companies.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not, frightened to tell different things. Maybe people don't love it,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but still, it's the part of his personal brand.
I don't know if it's a part of his personal brand or it's a part of his own personality. He just can't not share his persona.
Yeah, yeah, but
As soon as
that's
he
like the
got his
perfect situation for the personal brand. When you are so eager to share different things that you can be silent.
yeah, and what I've heard that the most popular mistakes is wait too long not to start doing something publicly. Yeah, publish something online, and the second is trying to be very perfect. Yes, there's like tailor your messages too much. Is there anything else that you can highlight as a popular mistake people are doing?
I would say that maybe investing a lot of money
Oh.
in ads, because sometimes people they start to boost their videos or posts on social media before they create a loyal community inside the social media,
Mm,
because most of the algorithms of social media, they are built like that you first need to get approval from your followers and they should react to your story, video, post, or other types of content, and then if they like it, then the video will be shown to non-followers. But if you don't have this core audience, like a community, which are supportive, which are trying to, inspire you to create more and more content, which is sharing feedback with you, then you're just spending money. And
mhm.
that would be really hard to, to create something, because the engagement rate, for example, for social media posts will be really low, and that will be upsetting, and you will just start thinking that maybe I'm not created for personal brand promotion, personal brand please. And I think that's a mistake, because first to build a solid community, then to promote your post.
Yes, this was one of my questions to you. Is it still possible to grow a personal brand organically without spending money on ads and PR? And as I've heard, yes, it's possible, and you should start doing this without ads. But how? Because, for example, I don't know how to grow my Instagram. It really grows mostly when I go somewhere and meet real people and then add them. Yeah, so and it just doesn't grow organically. LinkedIn works. LinkedIn grows. Yeah, YouTube also grows, slowly but grows. But Instagram is just maybe it's not my platform. Maybe I'm not. I just don't like doing reels and other stuff because at some point everyone has their own personal brand. Yeah, so we have it already, but it just depends how many people will know about it. Yeah, and how many people
Actually,
will.
it depends on how many people you need to know about it.
And two, yes, agree. Yeah, but there are so many great people that I know in real life, and they just don't want to um like transfer their brand to show their personality through online. That's why not that many people know about them. But I also know some people that are pretty not that interesting for me, but they have a huge audience and they're a lot of followers, and it seems like they have some kind of a community, and I like in my mind it just doesn't feels right. Yeah, so
Yeah,
questions one
totally
question.
understand. That was actually my question when I started to promote my account on Instagram, and the answer to the question, if it's possible to grow organically, yes, it's possible.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah, you need to do something in terms of, making your account grow, and the first thing is maybe I would say that it's being inside the context of your targeted audience. You need to understand what they are doing, not just, like women 35 plus living in the US, for example.
Mhm.
Not, it's not about that. It's more about like what values do you share in common? Like maybe people who are, I don't know, yoga lovers who are living in Bay Area and reading lots of books. I
Mhm.
mean, you should expand mm, the details of your targeted audience, the specifications. So you would be better, like merged into their reality because people for now, like yesterday I asked people if they are interested to see other people's photos in gym on Instagram, and like 90% tell me no. You can imagine this. Yeah, it's just because my audience. But for example, if the fitness trainer would ask the same question, maybe there would be completely another situation answering the question.
So,
So yeah, for me, it's more about like staying consistent, trying to make experiments with the content you are sharing, because like algorithms in social media, they really love energy. They love when you're showing emotions.
mm,
They love when people are commenting, and they love when you keep other users inside the platform. And that's
mm,
the major thing that you need to understand. If you are supportive to, for example, Instagram or like other meta products, and people are staying longer because they are commenting your video and you are answering them, and there is a conversation in the comment
mm,
section, then your video will be promoted.
yeah.
And that's not completely for free, but there still be that it still should be a place for conversion, because you can, drive the attention, but then you shouldn't like think about how you convert people so they stay on your profile longer.
Hmm.
For
Hmm.
me, the same situation you've just described. Most of people who are following me for like 5, 6, 7 years are people who were visiting my events that I organized, like living in Minsk. It was like
Wow.
plus years ago. And basically, these people are the most supportive ones. They are
Mhm.
commenting every my video. They are replying to direct messages out of my stories. They are liking my comments, my posts on LinkedIn. So yeah, that's because you already got this connection. Because in
Yeah.
person, it's much better, like to talk to feel the
Hmm.
energy, and that's the key to success. You need to show your energy and expand the reach and then convert people. How we convert people? We are creating more meaningful posts like carousels, for example, or highlights. For example, converting people to LinkedIn. It depends on your goal.
Hmm.
Um, and then talk more about like if you are trying to maybe find leads for your company.
Hmm.
Uh, let's say like this: you are owning a HR
Recruiting
recruiting.
company. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you are making a really funny video, which is true to life on Instagram, a life of recruiter, for example. People are liking it and trying to comment it. Maybe they go to your page and they should see some kind of value. So this value will keep them longer in your profile. Maybe you have highlights, which is like start here or recruiting life or uh, recruiting tips, for example, something like this.
Hmm.
So they just try to, to tap on highlights and see more information on how you deliver information, how you are talking to people, what's your energy. Because, for now we have different experts in different spheres, but if you don't like the way of how a person talks, for example, or how the person looks like,
100%. Yeah.
you will never follow this person. You will never buy the products from this person. Unless it's super, you know, unique one, maybe, or something which you really need right now to
Mm.
maybe to get your goal done.
Hmm.
But that's practically impossible because people are now looking not for any kind of expert information, because they are more likely to follow people who are at the same energy level.
Yeah.
Am I
And
vibe,
I
like not just energy, but the vibe that that is compatible with your one.
Yeah, yeah, and it seems like the majority of time of creating this content and communicating with the influencer on any platform, you spend not to get to know something like their expertise, but you do this too, but you're trying to understand, do you share the same values? Yeah, do you think this is like a good person or not that good? Like, yeah, yeah, I really agree. And at the same moment, when you said that it's very important to show the energy, to show your emotions, and so on. For example, I understand that Instagram or TikTok probably they reward very high energy, like and high very emotional people. So it's not that easy for people who are introverted to create a very engaging video. Yeah. And it seems like all these platforms they've created for highly extroverted and very high energy people.
Yeah,
So
for the rest, we have AI agents or AI mascots. They
yeah,
can,
yeah.
make a voiceover, and that's all.
I agree with this idea, and so we'll just try to wrap up the stuff. Let's say I'm a founder or consultant, and how do I know what my brand should stand for, and where should I start?
I would say that the easiest way to start your personal brand is to, like, the same you are creating a startup, because the best way is to find some kind of pain that people are feeling or some kind of information that they are looking for. I know most of blogs which are were created following Reddit chains questions on some topics, and
Mm,
people they just found that they are really experts in this field and they know how to share this information. They love this topic, for example, and they know exactly how to deliver information on this topic.
mhm,
That's like the most blogs were created like this, but still it's more about not just I can go to Reddit, try to find some problem on the market and start to talk about this. There
mm.
should be like your personal involvement, and that's the kind of where your obsession meets market pain.
It's a good point that you want to stay authentic because you won't have enough motivation to do something that it's not that interesting for you to share. Yeah. And at the
Yeah.
same moment it should be interesting for other people. And probably this is my pain point, that life goes on and you change as a person, and your interest changes, and your career turns different ways. And how can you follow this road when you understand that previously you were a corporate, I don't know, career person, and now you want to start something from scratch? It's sometimes it's easier, but for example, if you want to start something from scratch in a very different in a very different field. Yeah. So you were a communication chief communications officer in a gaming company, and now you want to open a startup on AI, for example.
That's actually really interesting because I've experienced it, I don't know, maybe 4, 5 times during my Instagram account. It was like live and
Mm-hmm.
I promoted it. The first, part of making changes is the scariest one. Then you're just get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's the point where I hate social media, because when you are trying to show your personality and you have different points of interest, you have different hobbies, you have different businesses, for example, as a founder, algorithm doesn't allow you to grow fast when you're sharing all of your interests. And that's where I understood that I don't need 100,000 followers. I do need those who are sharing the same vibe and who are interested in different topics, like who
Mm-hmm.
the people who are, very curious. Maybe that's the main point of my account, actually. I just realized it. uh, for the curious people. I need to add it into my bio.
Mm. It's
Because,
it's 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 my audience too.
yeah,
So
that's
love you,
cool because
curious people.
I know lots of women who are interested in fashion, who are interested in style, but they are tech employees. They are also interested in artificial intelligence. Women who love, I don't know, cars and cooking recipes, for example. And that's how we build. We are like human beings, and we are interested in different things, and we are developing our personalities during all of our life. That's why I hate social media, because they are trying to stick to one topic.
Hmm.
They are trying to push you to create the same content. I think it was the point when I started to realize it was like maybe 2017,
Hmm.
when we even didn't have any reels, and we didn't know that there is an algorithm that pushes the same
Hmm.
topics, and you need to uh, create create a way to um, grow organically via reels, creating reels on the same topic. But I just felt exhausted at some point creating the same tech content. And I realized that I'm working in a tech company, and I just go home trying to create content about tech companies. And there
Hmm.
is no space to grow, there is no space to relax for me,
Hmm.
because I'm just trying to see more and more information and content, trying to understand what should be interesting for my audience. And one day I just stopped posting anything about tech. I just start posting outfits, I know, some kind of style, or maybe unpacking some things. I realized that, it's something like creating content is something that you should really mix,
Hmm.
because it's also about burns out. I know lots of people, lots of
Yes.
bloggers who are getting burnt out even quicker than they are working in tech sphere, for example. It's also about discipline. It's also about the system of creating the content, the strategy that you have, but you still need to think about your final goal. My final goal was to create a community which is curious, let's say like this.
Hmm.
I just realized I don't need, viral reels which are like having millions of views. Because for most of the reels, people come into the comment section, they are just trying to express their negative attitudes or something like this. And I realized that I would rather prefer to create videos for maybe thousands,
Hmm.
but that would be valuable for people who see the content, not just trying to, to be uh, $100 and to be, really liked by everyone.
Need tech talent fast? At Key People, we connect companies in the US and Europe with elite tech experts from Latin America and the EU, top tier skills and optimal costs. 91% success rate. Women own, HR smart, tech savvy. Click the info box to learn how we can hire your next tech star. I feel your point very, very well. Before I will tell my opinion on my social media, I would love you to roast my personal brand on LinkedIn and on Instagram. What's good and what needs improvements. I think this.
Sure. Should I find you or share my screen, or how we do it?
I think that we should just yeah, you can open it and maybe we will put it into our
Okay. On
on edit.
basically, I'm not the fan of, really hard, harsh, roasted things, because it's not something that inspires me, and that's why I'm trying to not to do the things to other people, because
Yeah,
I think,
but if it will be too harsh, I will just stop this video recording. Yeah, so you should be not too harsh.
Okay, I won't be. Okay,
I'm
let's start
joking.
with the background that you have on LinkedIn. I would say that you're describing your business and you're describing your roles. I really love that you, it's not roasting, but I really love that you have added the hobbies that you love because you know it looks like more personal and gives some kind of humanity to your personal brand that you're not just making your job like trying to create I don't know some kind of big business, but you have also place to enjoy this life, and that's really cool. Wow, impressive number of followers, by the way. Okay, I don't see a picture on Key People Services, and that looks like you were trying to do something really fast. But I would add a picture, some kind of maybe AI generated content, or maybe yourself, or maybe people who you have
Mm-hmm.
hired to do
Mm-hmm.
companies, because that will give more, you know, trust, more credibility. Maybe some kind of infographics because LinkedIn is all about infographic facts, numbers, and different things. Cool. I love the featured section because sometimes people they didn't know maybe about the featured section and they somehow avoid it. Or you know, sometimes they pin the posts and information which are expired, a bit old-fashioned, and they never change it.
Mm-hmm.
But that looks really cool. Okay, I see that you have constant posting, so no complaints here. I hope that was valuable feedback.
Yeah, so but we also have my Instagram. Yeah, so
Okay.
it was
I know you're Instagram. You're not posting a lot.
yeah, I'm not
That's the main complaint.
yeah, that's the main complaint. So maybe you can give me some kind of a feedback on this Instagram. It seems like there too much of my personal part. I have
Never too much, actually, you know.
never too much.
Never too much. I would maybe add more about the podcast because for people who just enter your page, I would add more on like podcasts on tech founders and now the main goal like to inspire people or
Mm-hmm.
to gather positive thinking people from the valley, for example, or something like
Mm-hmm.
this.
Hmm.
Okay, for the highlights, you've tried to gather some photos from your vacations or something like this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe that I don't like to do this a lot, and it's not a very consistent part of my page. Yeah, so highlights.
I would
Uh,
delete everything if it's not, you know, really some kind of personal feelings that you just go to the section and recreate the memories. I would
mhm.
delete everything because if people go to the section and see that the information is not really, you know, updated, let's say like this, they will understand that you're not fond of promoting your profile and you're not adding a lot of information, and
Aw.
that's why they would ask themselves, why should I follow this account if I will not get a constant content which would be interesting for me,
Mm-hmm.
because there should be a consistency.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
I love the photos actually because I
Thank you so
actually
much.
love most photos of your because you really have some kind of style like personal style in your photographs. I would say that for the description I would add more information because sometimes I see that you have a really good photo like the recent one and
Mhm.
you wanted to share this photo and you didn't think a lot about what to write there, but still there is you are just missing a place to tell more about yourself to other people. You're just missing this opportunity, you know? It's like
Mhm.
I don't know, to buy an ad on radio and just be silent for a minute
Mhm.
because you already have space and you already have place. Like 77 people like this photo.
Mhm.
So that automatically means that the reach was like, I don't know, maybe 5 times bigger.
Mhm.
And I don't know, like let's say like 300 people could get more of you and get some kind of messages or more values
Mhm.
or I don't know, things that disturbing maybe you right now. Maybe not something personal because you know, maybe it's the common mistake for most of founders. They are telling me that I'm not fond of sharing any personal information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I'm also not sharing any personal information on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the photos of my husband or my son, they are super rare to the Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I never talk about the relations or I know financial things, but still there are lots of topics that we could discuss apart from it. And it's never about like trying to, deliver as much personal information as you could. And I know lots of bloggers who are building their personal brand on, for example, family life, showing
Mm-hmm.
their family members, I don't know, just unclothed or something really strange. People or children who are crying because of, some kind
Yeah,
of,
different kind of content. I
yeah,
understand it.
anxiety or something like this, or crying people. That's like I don't know, my personal part of cringe.
Hmm. Yeah.
Let's say like this. I mean, like we all have problems. We all have, I don't know, some kind of unhealthy conditions, anxieties. Why to bother other people with this information? I don't know. I really don't know. If you want to to show yourself as vulnerable person or that you are the same as many different people who are having troubles in their life, there should be, a balance and a, let's say, like a ecological way to show it, because you can easily go from I'm sharing my pains because I'm like you,
Mm-hmm.
the I'm disturbing you with my pains so you can share my pain.
Mm. Yeah, agree. Yeah, but I believe that there are like different people, and some people they love to see this kind of disturbing content. It's just not something
Yeah,
that you or
I call it cortisol junkie.
yeah.
People who are, trying to consume this kind of negative information just because they don't have any other way of functioning their brain.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So maybe someone I don't even know like what are the reasons, but it's definitely not my type. So for example, for this photo that I've shared, you think that I should add some more valuable text about like any of my thoughts? Yeah. So it's not going to be like very business related or that like anything that I think can be shareable. Yeah. So
Yeah,
because sometimes
actually,
I
you can
think that
you
no
can
one reads this.
Uh, no, you're not right. I mean, lots of people are reading and they're commenting, and then they can go to the direct messages and share their experience. The key to social media success and personal branding here is that people love share their thoughts and experience,
Hmm.
because when they are sharing their experience, they are alive, they are feeling alive, they are
Hmm.
feeling that they matter,
Hmm.
they are feeling that they already have something to share, and that gives them, some kind of self-confidence, let's say like
Hmm.
this. I would, if you really love this photo, because I really love it,
Hmm.
I would pin this post to the top and tell more about yourself, like maybe how you immigrated to the valley, or how you created your own business. Maybe, I don't know, 10 the most unexpected things about yourself.
Hmm. Yeah,
Something which is like really interactive. That not
agree.
be that must not be, related to the business directly or professional life. You can just share what's around you, or I don't know, maybe top insights that you got last year.
Got it. Yeah. So I think that is a good idea to make some kind of an intro. Yeah, because it seems like it's missing. So thank you so much. I think that it was really insightful. I understand that I got a free consultation from a brand expert. Yeah. So thank you, and let's move to another interesting section. It's social media strategy for businesses, and what are the smartest way to promote your business for free on social media when you're just starting out? For example, you're starting some tech project, I don't know, mobile application, or you're starting some consulting business. What's your ideas?
Not that the best way to promote your business is to show your product or to share the recent cases for your clients, for example. But when you are starting, you sometimes you don't have no product or no
Yeah.
clients cases. So the smartest way here would be to tell your founder story. Why it is important for the founder to create this business, why it is important to create this product or to solve this problem, and start with documenting the process from the very, very beginning. What you have done today, how many of emails have you sent out? Or I don't know, maybe you have picked the fabric for your future, I don't know, clothing brand or something like this.
Mm,
Or you had interviews with your future employees. It's more about, trying to engage people, not broadcasting everything. It's more about like I'm having, for example, interviews today, guys. Do you have any tips on how to hire the best CTO for a startup, for example? Because there should always be a space for a dialogue
mhm,
for the people who you are talking with. It's more about trying to engage your audience to collaborate with you
mhm.
some ways, but start with the very beginning. You are already creating your product. You already have some people who would be interested in this kind of product, or you have, I don't know, friends, family who are supporting you. Start with them.
Got it. Thank you. It's when I immediately thought about the YouTube channel that I'm doing right now. So, what's your advice for getting more engaged followers on Instagram? Not just numbers, but the right audience. You've already described that you're trying to build a community, and this is something that sounds pretty spiritual and mysterious to me. What does it mean to build a community? What does it mean, and how to do this?
Okay, let's just start with the example. When you're entering the room where you have 50, for example, people who know
Hmm.
nothing about you and they're like complete strangers, that's something that you have on Instagram when you are starting your personal brand and starting to share content.
Hmm.
But let's imagine like another situation when you're entering the room of 50 people and 10 of them were or 10 of them are your friends and they are coming to you just say hi, how are you? Long time no see or something like this. You already feel this collaboration. You have the feeling that you are not alone in the room.
Hmm.
And that's what basically community is on social media. When you post a post, you already know that there are people who would be interested in this post, this kind of information. People who would probably like this post, people who will probably comment this post. And I would say that maybe the best way to engage the followers, that would be more business related, but
Hmm.
still, you need to create a conversion. First, you are defining the content pillars. Like you're trying to understand what kind of content are suitable for you. Because some people they love to, I don't know, create posts like text posts.
Hmm.
Some people they love to make videos, for example. Uh, I don't know, a guy who is fond of making stories every day is not the same to a guy who just want to make a post once a month, for example.
Hmm.
But I would say that the classic way is to hook the audience with reels because that's the most, interactive format on Instagram, for example. Then you're trying to nurture your audience with carousels because you can add more information inside the carousel. And when you're typing, you are making more structured text, you're structuring your
Hmm.
thoughts. Sometimes it's more digestible for people. And then you are converting people with direct messages because, for example, people are starting to comment something. You can go to direct messages. You can be I don't know, the driver of direct messaging. It's
Hmm.
not just, you're sitting and waiting for people to write you. You can start writing people. And that's basically the key to success because most of the creators, they're just sitting and waiting for the comments. But that's also an opportunity to you to start the comment section. You can just write some kind of information tagging a person who would love this, for
Hmm.
example, and ask like, I don't know, what do you think about this? Or
Mm-hmm.
comment even other creators, for example, profiles. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there was the really funny case because you definitely know Marina Mogilka.
Mm-hmm.
And she started to work with personal stylists, and she created a video on how actually being stylish also shows people on your maybe goals or your values, that you are maybe super curated experience or something like experienced expert. And I typed a comment that I also noticed the same thing, just like picking the most stylish outfit for the conferences, because people they automatically see me, and that's a point of contact because they are not like, you know, they are concentrating on your outfit, and that's a point of contact because sometimes girls are coming to me and they, oh wow, where did you bought this dress, for example. And I think I got like 100 likes on this comment on
Mm-hmm.
her video, and some people they converted to my followers.
Oh,
So
great.
that's also a good way to grow your following number.
Agree. Agree.
So yeah, let's just sum up, and I would tell that the smaller but really obsessed audience is much, much, my way more better than to have big but cold numbers.
Yeah, and this understand it, but at the same moment, I really understand how to build a community in real life and to have a lot of like friends, that good relationships with them. But it seems like it's harder for me personally to do this on platforms. It seems like people they read, they like, but they rarely comment. Yeah, so maybe I don't put some very engaging topics and not very emotional topics that are really boosting this conversation. Maybe I need to look in the other
Just
direction.
maybe sometimes you just need to spice up something, you know, because I know that most of creators sometimes they are talking about different things, but they are pronouncing it wrong, and people they start commenting with like, you
Yeah,
you
you
told
made a
it wrong.
mistake. Yeah, yeah.
You
So
mistake.
yeah,
Uh,
curated
Something like
mistakes.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes it's about a hook, and actually, that's a key recipe to the success of any reels when you're trying to catch the attention of your viewer. First 3 seconds are super important, and sometimes you know you can have the kind of controversial information before and then delivering your message,
Mm-hmm.
or trying to stick to the trend but then telling people that is wrong, for example, because as I told you, like unpopular opinions, maybe really like firm information or like straightforward information, it attracts a lot of attention because it's about being you know, self-confident, and people are inspired by people like this.
Thank you. And there is like the last topic that I wanted to discuss with you is AI and the future of branding. And how is AI changing the way we build personal and company brands? What should founders be paying attention to?
I would say that AI in some way killed the average term because
Mm-hmm.
every creator can now be an average one. They can ask for a content plan, they can ask to deliver some kind of messages. They can create posts which are the same, like for everyone. And I definitely know that you see it on LinkedIn because people they are starting to create the same posts, answering the same questions. The most common situation, like average things that are on the market right now.
Mm-hmm.
And in some way, AI killed this, you know, level of being average because too many creators are average right now. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, the new luxury is like creativity, original thinking, and definitely human edge.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you are using AI, you can use it as a draft, but then you should add your personal information. You should humanize it.
Mm-hmm.
But for people who are blindly using AI, it's just obvious, and you know you just losing credibility.
Yeah, but it's getting better and better, you know. So people use it in creating videos for their businesses. People use it for creating texts and so on, and yeah, make it on a regular basis.
There should be a mix of everything, because when you're just trying to create all of the videos using artificial intelligence, I would say that my son, who is 13 right now, he knows where artificial intelligence is, and he's like, oh wow, that's artificial intelligence, that's not interesting,
Mm-hmm.
because like it's something that is really fast. It's like fast food. You
Mm-hmm.
know that this food is not particular. I mean, in terms of nutrition, it's not really good for your health, and so does like artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
It looks fine. It's okay, but still,
It's very
no.
average. Yeah, I agree that
Yeah,
it's very average.
I've just when I was preparing for the podcast with you, I was surfing my Instagram and I found a reels with Lara Fabian. Do you know Lara Fabian? A
Mm-hmm.
singer. And there was a part of some kind of show, like a French show, where she are teaching singers to sing songs. And a girl, she had a really good voice, and she was trying to deliver the full power of her voice. And Lara Fabian told her, like, we are singers, not just because we need to shout or to show the voice like as it is. We
Mm-hmm.
need to feel it to give the emotional power to the message we're delivering through singing. And she showed her some kind of, things how to improve her singing.
Mm-hmm.
And a girl, when she started to do like this, she started crying, and she was like, why am I crying? Why am I crying?" And Lara was like, just because you are adding emotional context of what you're doing, and singing is not about to be the loudest in the room. It's about to try to show the emotional power of your personality in what you are doing right now. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it's like the same situation in personal branding. Yes, artificial intelligence can give you the possibility to post everywhere at the same time, automatize everything. You can have, I don't know, 20 posts per day, for example, 20 videos per day. But it's not about being the most popular person to get the most views of everywhere. It's more about to put your personality in what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be better to have, I don't know, maybe one video per week or one post per month. But that should be, really great post that touches people's hearts, that shows all of your values, that
Mm-hmm.
shows who you are, like initially.
I like this, but the social media, they reward if you post very regularly, yeah, and when you post it, when you have some consistency in it, yeah, and it just the algorithm won't show it, yeah. But at the same moment, I understand that I've heard that, for example, LinkedIn is trying to fight AI generated content, and they try to like depreciate it in your feed, as I understand right now. So it's some kind of a disbalance in this algorithm. So from one point of view, they reward someone who uses this automation stuff. At the same moment, they try to calm it down and to move more to boost people's content. So what is the future of us and the AI tools and all this automation, AI generated content, and algorithm driven feeds?
I would say that artificial intelligence would be used everywhere. That's like 100% because people are lazy.
Mm.
But still, for the luxury brands, for the most valuable brands, the there would be the ones that feel really human.
Mhm,
And maybe if to talk about proportion, we will have, I don't know, like 80% of AI generated content for fast food brands,
mhm,
the lowest segment or middle segment. But for the luxury, it would be human generated, curated content, which would really deliver messages that shows emotional intelligence, that are true to the audience, true to the targeted audience of the brand. For the experts, I would say that for now it's also visible that you are not talking the artificial intelligence is working. And what I see right now, for example, also Zoomers and millennials, we are tired of being bombarded by content,
Hmm.
and we are trying to go to offline. That's why uh, I would never get rid of, personal speaking opportunities, because that's the point of contact for me, for example, because I see the audience who I'm talking to, I see the reaction, I got immediate feedback, and that's the most valuable thing in my life.
Hmm.
uh, I had a joke that we were doing kayaking last weekend, and I just smiled when I realized that I'm paying money to be offline, because at the
Yes.
time when you're kayaking, you have no opportunity to check your phone. And that's, like you just get used to it. You just check it out every, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. When you're eating something and you feel a bit of dull, you start to scroll your feed.
Yes. Yes.
And that's a problem for me, for example, because I consume a lot of content. I need a lot to consume a lot of content because of my work, because of my personal brand, and sometimes I just understand that I feel really tired of it. And that's why if I see some influencer, for example, who I follow, and he or she posted, I don't know, 5 times a week, for example, and when I see that the number of publications increase in like multiple ways, I can follow him or her.
Hmm. Uh, yeah, that's interesting. So I agree with this point of view that we want to get offline, and that offline is a new luxury. And definitely everything offline costs more. It's more expensive to be to have an interesting life offline than to have a life online. Yeah, so I should summarize this, that for us to stay human, stay luxury. Yeah, and thank you for coming. It was really interesting to talk with you, and so yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and see you guys on my Instagram account.
Yeah.
It's in Russian, but still I try to translate everything.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
see you.